So let's solve this beautiful endgame, queen versus a rook and a pawn. So this is not an easy endgame too. It's like, yeah, by moving just a random move and then you will win. No. If you are playing white here, of course you want to win because you are playing with a queen. And if you are playing with a black piece here, you will do your best to draw this one by creating a fortress or like a wall. So like a boundary. Like this one. The rook on g6 is protected by this 8-7 pawn. So this white king won't be able to cross going to the black king. So in this case, it's difficult to force the rook to move away. And that is our goal. In order for us to achieve the goal to force the rook to move away, you have to find the perfect square and timing for the queen, especially for the king. Alright, so what is the best move for this position? Queen to e7. Just get near your queen, cut the square, possible square of the king. Of course, if the rook will go here, that's a one move checkmate. That's a sorry loss. King h8. That's a bad move. Why? After of queen f8, rook here, cover, king e6, and once again that's a one move checkmate. If the queen capture, h5, queen check, king here, and then queen takes h5. Now this is more easier than with a pawn, although this is not still like easy to win, but more clearer than earlier. So let's go by continuing rook to g1. Let's always put the rook. If you will move away from the king, put the rook on the opposite color. This is light square, then go to the dark square. Queen f7 check, king h8, and then queen f4. Don't keep checking because it might lead to, perpetual check and then draw. And don't move your king immediately because of the rook f1. Obviously, that's a sorry draw for white. It's like winning the game and then after of the blunder draw game. So just queen f4, covering some of the squares. Allow black to check. King f7, go here, and after king f6, no more check for the black. So king h7 or king g8, regardless, let's go with king h7 because the idea is after queen h4, king here. Let's go with queen h5. This is the ideal position of queen versus rook endgame. Now, where the king will go? You cannot just go here because, of course, you can pin the rook, or you can just go check and then here and then queen h7 and then checkmate in the next move. You can just capture that one and then still a win. So meaning after of this queen h5, the rook is forced. Let's go once again to g1 like what we did earlier. For this case, it's easy to find a way to double check the king and the rook. We called it zigzag checking. Queen d5 check, king h7, and then queen e4 check, king g8, queen a8, and now after of king h7, queen a7, double attack first after you move, and then queen check, and then checkmate in a few moves. Let's go back to our original position. So after queen e7, let's not move our king. Let's move rook to h6. Now king to g5, rook g6, and king h5. It's like what white just did earlier. The king was at f5. It's like too many squares available for the king. Now, why did you move the king in the corner? If you're gonna check the position, what black would do in this kind of position, in this kind of situation, you cannot just move your king here because after check, move, this is an easy win. Queen and then checkmate. Meaning, the king cannot move. It is the rook will move away from the king. Let's go back here. Once again, rook g1. Bad move because of the queen d8. After queen d8, go here and then boom, double check. So let's try to find the perfect square. Let's go by moving rook to a6, light square. Queen to d8, still same idea, but the thing is it will be a long game to play because after of queen d7, king f6, queen d4, king e7, you have to go where the opposite color of the rook, and then queen g7, king e8, and you can just queen takes a7, king here. Now king g4, rook a5, and king f6. You can just go by moving here, king b8, queen d7. Let's try to at least cut the square. Rook a6, king e4, rook going here, d5, rook here, queen d8 check, 7, queen e3 check, king b8, e5, king a7. Imagine the difficulty of finding the perfect timing in order for you to achieve the ideal position. But we will do it now soon. King b8, then king c6. Of course, after the rook here, and then king b6, rook b7, then king a6. No way now for white to black to check the white king. So let's go by moving. Of course, you cannot just go here because of the obvious checkmate soon, or just a pin and then checkmate. King c8, and now queen h8, and then go here. And after the move, of course, capture. So it's not easy to win this kind of endgame, especially with a pawn. You have to find the perfect square and perfect timing to to corner the rook, the king, and force the pawn first to move away, then capture. And the next goal is to force the rook to move away. So queen and rook endgame is very tricky, and you really have to study well in order for us to win this kind of endgame. We don't want to miss the opportunity to win, especially if we have a queen on the board.